We took a break of one set of meta Divine support, but with V-BT12, Divine Lightning Radiance, we're back at full throttle as we're supercharging the format while illuminating the darkness that is Luward. Stand up! Vanguard! Divine Lightning Radiance looks to be the final booster set for the V series, which makes this era have a total of 12 main sets as it ends on V-BT12. This main booster contains support for Angel Feather, Gold Paladin, Genesis and Narukami. Just in line of the other boosters we've seen, the main focus of this set being on the reintroduction of the G era boss units as we see the return of Gavriel, Gurgwit and Fenrir. But we also have a new upgraded support for Vanquisher in a brand new form and another new Astro Poet Dragon in the likes of Aeonesis Dragon, which completes the entire VR lineup for V-BT12. This set doubles down on budget archetype support, as where the previous set has one dedicated budget archetype, this set has one for every clan, or at the very least, a core that allows it to be the center point of a unique strategy. Angel Feather's got the new No-Kill archetype, Narukami has the Eradicator archetype with Dragonic Descendant, Gold Paladin has the Bluest Flame Liberator duo, and Genesis didn't get one, but two budget options as they got the Regalia duo that works with the Divine Gauge mechanic, and they got the brand new Witches and Sorcerers archetype. So expect them all to be featured in the upcoming budget deck video for V-BT12. This set contains 81 new cards and 8 reprints for a total of 89 cards. These cards are divided into 5 VRs, 11 triple Rs, 13 double Rs, 70 rares and 40 free commons. All of our clans in this set get a total of 22 of the 89 cards, with the last 89th card being the new order card Aspirations of Limitless Power. Once again, we have a grade 3 order card, which therefore can be searched out with the grade 3 searchers. This order is quite simple. It allows us to shove a normal unit back into the deck. But if we shove back a grade 3 or higher, we get to draw a card. In most instances, you want to get the draw to at least use its effect for free. The advantage of that is that you get to dig one card deeper in your deck. This might be handy for combo orientated decks. Now of course, this also means this card works perfectly with Gear Chronicle and Tavis, as they actually want to shove back those grade 4s in order to get their engine live, thus gaining even more value off of it. But that's just one part of this order card. It allowing you to send any normal unit back into the deck can be very useful. Of course, we know the grade 4 interaction, but this can work with any clan and any grade. If you are reliant on a specific grade 1 or grade 2 to be in your deck, then this card can help you to send those targets back into the deck. But where this card truly shines is when we're talking about grade 3s and certain strategies that rely on specific grade 3s to be in the deck in order for their engine to be live. And you don't want to draw those specific cards. Think of The End for the Cross, Phantom Blaster Dragon for Overlord, or a better example, Hell Demise for Gridora. This card allows us to send those cards back into the deck, making those engines that more consistent, and the extra draw is then a nice bonus on top. And now being a grade 3 is even better, as when you draw those cards, you can use the grade 3 searcher to grab this card, discard the grade 3 target, and then immediately send them back into the deck. So this card can be used as a nice cycle engine to dig deeper through your deck, or it can be used to send bricks back into the deck, making those engines that more consistent. As for the special parallel cards, we got quite a few, as this set has a total of 2 another secret rares, 41 SPs and 1 reissue. The 2 another secret rares are Eradicator Dragonic Descendant and Giant Deity of Distant World Valkyrian. 33 of the 41 SPs can be found in 5 different SP clan packs, with each pack revolving around one of the 5 different VRs of the set. As for the remainder 8, they can only be found as separate SPs in random packs. And finally, we have the special reissue card, with it this time being Mighty Bolt Dragoon, the grade 3 searcher for Narukami. Now it's finally time to start exploring the set, and we begin with one of the poster clans of this set, which is of course Angel Feather. Black Shiver Gavriel revitalized the old rescue check playstyle for Angels, and it's back more aggressive than ever. Gavriel and her Angel platoons allows you to send your damage zone to your hand, field and drop zone to generate 3 pluses, while also ramping up extra trigger checks in search of those yellow stars. This all accumulate in their new finisher that can swing for massive numbers and crits with the old trusted Sentinel Guard Restrict Angels is known for. This set provides Angel Feather with 22 new cards, 1 VR, 3 triple Rs, 3 double Rs, 4 rares, and 11 commons, from which 2 are reprint triggers. They also get a new draw, heal, and sentinel crit, as well as a new starter, 12k grade 2 vanilla, and the grade 3 searcher. The main support is centered around the new rescue check playstyle of Gabriel, but we also have the new Nokia core and some generic damage manipulation support. Most of the new angel support is either a different variant of the old card or a little bit better than what we already have, excluding the new archetype support. That said, there is one card in the new rescue check playstyle that has a lot of potential in any future Angel Feather deck, which is black mapping Salaphiel. This grade 2 allows us to rescue check a damage. This effectively gives any deck an extra drive check a turn. But what's even better about this, she costs a Soul Blast. This means we can generate counter charge for her skill. So for that one Soul Blast, we get an extra drive check that turn, we get one extra counter blast to work with, and to top it off, she becomes a solid 19k attacker. This type of skill will work in any Angel Feather strategy as it's free pressure and resource generation. And with the new support, the old soul issue of Angel Feather is a lot less problematic as we have more cards that can generate it. So definitely keep this card in the back of your head when looking at future Angel Feather support. Now for the special parallel cards, Angels has a total of 8 SPs, 7 from which can be found in the Clan SP pack for Gabriel. The 8th SP is Holy Seraph Nokiel to bling out the Nokiel budget archetype. Now that we've seen one of the cover clans, let's dive into the second and put the Radiance in Divine Lightning Radiance. Sunrise Ray Knight Gurgrit is here to bring back the defensive aggressive playstyle he is known for. He together with Jeffrey and Paramore can navigate their way through the battlefield, be it as the rearguard or as the vanguard of the attack. But this set also holds surprising allies as the Bluish Flame Liberators Percival and Ekloville are great supporters to make Gurgrit truly shine. This set provides Gold Paladin with 22 new cards, 1 VR, 2 triple Rs, 4 double Rs, 4 rares, and 11 commons, from which 2 are reprint triggers. They also got a new draw, heal, and sentinel crit, as well as a new starter, 15k shield grade 1, a 12k grade 2 vanilla, and the grade 3 searcher. This support is divided into small chunks for Gold Paladin, as we have the Gurgit trio for defensive offensive support, we have the Bluish Flame duo for the extra spice, a new Ezel countercharger, and a whole lot of generic support with some working for Gurgit and even Agravain. In that latter one, we can find a very interesting grade 3 unit that has some potential. That card being Flywheel Knight Edmund. This card has an interesting effect as it can be a 10k shield unit while at the same time can be used aggressively as a 22k beater as it can bounce itself back to the hand. So this card simulates the Gurgit playstyle of being offensive yet at the same time defensive. Now this is an interesting tech in most decks as it can help you in both departments and it can even generate you extra soul if your deck uses it a lot. But where this card's true potential lies is within Agravain. For one, putting in units into the soul is no loss of card advantage for Agravain as those cards are put into the soul anyways. So you can use this card at full power without any backlash. But in fact it's even better because it means you will always have one card to call extra next turn to load up the superior call effect of Agravain, giving the deck even more ammo. And in the case you call him via a superior call effect, you can gain extra pluses in hand as you just bounce itself back to the hand, and this can also work when he is called from Agravain himself, which empties your board against pesky field disruption cards. Him combined with Ekloville gives Agravain a lot more ammunition to work with and can make the deck even more aggressive than it was in the past, which is pretty sweet. Now for the special parallel cards, Gold has a total of 9 SPs, 7 from which can be found in the Clan SP pack for Gurgit. The other 2 SPs are Bluish Flame Liberator Percival and Oath Liberator Ekloville. This set is quite packed with United Sanctuary clans, but we have one more to cover. Mythic Beast Fenrir has broken free of his chains and he is at full power. Together with his pack of beasts, they are ready to bring Genesis to its true calling. Fenrir has full control over his deck and resources as he can manipulate the cards as he wants, as well as searching out any card he might need to finish the deal. While that is in itself enough to close any game, he can even use the soul as it means to flood the board with more attackers, making Fenrir a wild chaotic force to be reckoned with. While Fenrir might be wreaking havoc on the surface world, up high in the skies, there has been the birth of a new Holy Dragon deity. Holy Heavenly Dragon Aeonesis Dragon is the new support for the Astral Poets and it truly brings out the best of the deck. Now fueled with extra shield power, a Valkyrian Searcher, and even more Force Marker generation, it's very likely that Uranus can overcome any threat. This set provides Genesis with 22 new cards, 2 VRs, 3 triple Rs, 3 double Rs, 4 rares and 10 commons, from which 2 are reprint triggers. They also get the new Draw, Heal and Sentinel crit, as well as a new starter, 15k shield grade 1 vanilla, and the grade 3 Searcher. The support of Genesis is divided into 3 main chunks. We have the Fenrir Soul Manipulation cards, then we have the new Astral Poet support, and the final big chunk is a new Witch's Sorcerer archetype, which can be seen as generic support for most of those cards. And on top of that, we also have 2 new Regalia units, from which one I want to highlight, which is Regalia Fate Norn. This card is incredibly powerful. Her first ability allows you to generate so much advantage. For 1 counterblast, you get to draw, which is decent enough, but on top of that, you can put a Divine Gauge on any rearguard and generate 2 soul. That are 3 good effects for 1 counterblast. To explain the power of the Divine Gauge, some cards use this Divine Gauge for cost, including herself. So that means you generate even more resources. But some other units gain more advantage. If you have Yggdrasil on the field, you can give those units pure immunity. If you have Artemis as your Vanguard, you can give the units protection as well as trigger bonus power. This in itself is already pretty good, but this card becomes even more crazy thanks to her second effect. This allows her to restand any Regalia unit. This gives Genesis access to a multi-attack, but crazy enough, it can restand even the Vanguard, thus giving Genesis a lot more power and options. This works especially well in Premium, as it allows you to restand your powerful Stride units, and with the fact that more Regalia units are on the way, means that Norn will skill in the future. Now for the special parallel cards, Genesis has a total of 15 SPs and 1 another secret rare. 12 of those 15 SPs can be found in the 2 SP clan packs. One centered around Fenrir and the other centered around the Astral Poet deck. The remainder 3 SPs can be found as separate SPs, which are Unappeasable Bitter Gleipnir, Cosmic Regalia CEO Yggdrasil, and Regalia Fate Norn. As for the another secret rare, that is of course Giant Deity of Distant World Valkyrian. Now that we've seen the 3 United Sanctuary clans, it's about time that we wrap things up with a bang. Dragonic Vanquisher Full Brunto is about to supercharge the current Vanquisher playstyle. With the addition of extra multi-attackers, self-binders and even a rewritable Vanguard, is bound to make the deck even better than it already was. And as an extra flair, we also have some new Eradicator support to bring some turmoil to the budget deck landscape. This set provides Narukami with 22 new cards, 1 VR, 3 triple Rs, 3 double Rs, 4 rares and 11 commons, from which 2 are reprint triggers. They also get a new Draw, Heal and Sentinel crit, as well as a new starter and a 15k shield grade 1 vanilla. The main bulk of the support goes towards the new Eradicator archetype, but we also have some generic support and 3 new amazing cards for the Vanquisher deck. Within this new Narukami support, we can see a bunch of amazing new cards, but the card that surprises me the most is the return of Martial Arts Dragon. Although his first skill is kind of underwhelming, as it's the same as its GR counterpart, only now it also works on a rearguard circle, which is kinda neat, but its main value lies in its second ability. He can gain extra power every time an attack doesn't hit. This is pretty amazing, as it means it can overcome defensive triggers in the early game, as you can power him up with every missed attack. But during the late game, it becomes even better, as our opponent is forcefully stopping our attacks, which in turn powers this unit up. So it becomes harder and harder to guard with each and every single attack. And with the inherent multi-attack options within the clan like Rising Phoenix and Cholo, makes Martial Arts Dragon looks pretty powerful. And that's not even talking about the insane multi-attack nature of Vanquisher, as when you attack 7 to 8 times with that deck and you end up with a Martial Arts Dragon, then it can be a really big boy. Now for the special parallel cards, Narukami has a total of 9 SPs, 1 another secret rare and 1 reissue reprint. 7 of those 9 SPs can be found in the clan SP pack for Vanquisher. The remaining 2 SPs can be found as separate SPs, which are Eradicator Plasma Catapult Dragon and Eradicator Dragonic Descendant. As for the another secret rare, that is another version of Eradicator Dragonic Descendant, and the reissue reprint is the Grade 3 Searcher Mighty Bolt Dragoon. Narukami might be the only non-United Sanctuary clan in the set, but it shines just as bright as those 3 clans, potentially combined together. And now we get to the part where I disclose which deck spotlights we're gonna feature on the channel. Now, this set has 5 VRs, and we're gonna stick to 5 deck spotlights on the channel. No weird wacky things like last set with the Maelstrom sub-budget archetype in the mix. And we're gonna start the deck spotlights with a rescue heavy playstyle, because the first deck spotlight we're gonna tackle is the deck spotlight for Black Shivers Gavriel. Then we're gonna shine a light on the format as we're illuminating the darkness with Sunrise Ray Knight Gurgwit. And for the third deck spotlights, we're gonna go straight to that source as we're going up into the sky with the new Astral Poet deck with Holy Heavenly Dragon, Aeonesis Dragon. And once we're done with that deck spotlight, we're gonna go into all the weird interaction with deck manipulation and soul manipulation with our trusted beast, Mythic Beast Fenrir. And while all these deck spotlights are very interesting, we're going to end it off with a bang as we're going to go for our 5th deck spotlight in the new supercharged Dragonic Vanquisher full Bronto deck. So if you're interested in any of these 5 deck spotlights, then definitely subscribe to the channel, hitting the bell button to be updated for future content, as these deck spotlights are going to go onto your screen and onto this channel very, very soon. But not before we dive into the set reviews, because this set has a lot of interesting cards to be discussed for the respective clans, as there is a lot in this set. And with that said, let me know in the comments down below which type of video and which type of cards you're the most excited for once V-BT12 drops in the English format. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. This video has been brought to you by our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/Vanguard Insider. You guys are amazing. If you do want to support the channel or everything that's happening on the channel, you can simply go to patreon.com/Vanguard Insider and become a patron today. But with that said, I'm Mr. Time Leap, and I see you guys in the next one!